Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making some really special homemade white mulberry jam. These beauties come from a big tree right here in my yard, and every season it gives the sweetest fruit you can imagine. To pick them I used a little DIY net to catch the ripe ones as they fell. It worked surprisingly well. We then continue to wash the mulberries. As you can see where we added them to the blue tub with some water, and as you move your fingers through them you'll see that they keep on floating to the top, and that way that dirt will just go to the bottom and you can wash them nicely. I saw that it works nicely when you take the mulberries out of the freezer. The stems just break off, but other than that we use the scissors to just cut off the stems and make sure they're clean. We then continue to weigh all the mulberries batch by batch as we were cleaning them and washing them. So as you can see here on our first measurement, we measured 628 grams. Although the blue tub was 122 grams, so it had to be deducted from that. We then continue to throw each bowl of mulberries into the pot as we have already weighed them. As you can see here, we have a bag of frozen mulberries that we've harvested the previous day. It's important to remember that when freezing these mulberries, you need to wash them. After washing them, you can dry them out on a paper towel, and then after drying them out, you'll just lay them all flat out into a pan and put them into the freezer. Then nicely scrape out of the pan, and then you can add them to a bag, and they're all loose from each other when they are frozen. Here, we also were able to break off the stems as mentioned previously. When they're frozen, it seems like the stems are just breaking off more easily. I think it's a better way of getting rid of those stems. Now after removing the stems from the frozen mulberries, we add them to the blue tub and then weigh them again. This batch is 503 grams minus the 122 grams of the tub's weight. We then again add these mulberries to the pot with our other mulberries. When doing our last batch of mulberries, we only required a little bit. So when doing this last bit, you will see in the blue tub here, we only had 203 grams minus the 122 grams of the tub's weight. And that gave us the last bit to add up to 1 kilogram of mulberries. Now for the ingredients. I used 1 kilogram of white mulberries, 125 milliliters of water, and 600 grams of sugar. Add everything together in a pot, give it a good stir, and then place it over a medium heat. You'll see the sugar start to melt, and that's when all those beautiful aromas begin to come through. Once the sugar melted, I turned the heat down low and let it simmer slowly. This is where the magic happens. The mixture thickens and turns into that perfect jam texture. Now I like to keep my jam a little rough, meaning I don't mash the berries too fine. That way I still get those nice juicy bits of fruit in every spoonful. The lemon juice isn't just for flavor, it actually helps the jam set. It adds natural pectin which thickens the jam, and it also balances out the sweetness, giving the flavor a bit of brightness and freshness. You can now start checking for your consistency of your jam. You can take a little bit of your jam and put it on a cold plate, and then you start moving that jam around with your finger. As you do that, you can check for that perfect consistency that you want. Once you have that desired consistency that you would like, we now start moving over to the bottling. Before bottling, I sterilize my glass jars. This helps the jam last longer and stay fresh. Then I carefully spoon the warm jam into the jars and seal them and let them cool completely. And there it is, homemade white mulberry jam, made straight from the garden. It's sweet, a little tangy, and full of flavor. Perfect on toast. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with someone who loves homemade goodness.